Now we're going to look at a type of animation called a tweened animation. Tween animations are used to perform simple transformations on the contents of a view. Why is it called a tween animation? It was invented by an 11-year-old working on a Justin Bieber app, so they named it after her. Okay, really it's because Android generates all the states between the defined start and end states. The text for the answer is in a text view, which is a subclass of the view object, so we'll add a tween animation to make the text fade in. Our start state will be completely transparent, and our end state will be completely opaque. This is called an alpha animation because we're changing the alpha property of the text. The alpha property, which is represented as a number between 0 and 1, tells us how transparent the item is. 0 means it's completely transparent, and 1 means it's completely opaque. Let's start by adding a new method, just like we did for the animate crystal ball method. On a new line, type private void animate answer, open close parentheses, an open curly brace, and hit enter. Inside, we're going to create the animation object and then set it as the animation for our answer label text view. Type alpha animation and then fade in animation as our variable name. We're going to use a constructor with parameters, so type equals new alpha animation and then an open parentheses. If you hit Control plus the spacebar together on a Mac or Windows, then the IntelliSense for this constructor will show up. We want the second item in this list, which lets us pass in the from alpha and to alpha parameters. These are the start and stop states for our animation. The alpha value of a color indicates how transparent or opaque it is, with 0 being completely transparent and 1 being completely opaque. So let's type 0 to start as transparent text, a comma, a space, and then 1 to make our text completely opaque. Close the parentheses and type a semicolon. Last, let's organize our imports with Command-Shift-O or Control-Shift-O. Next, we need to set how long this animation should take. On a new line, type fade, and then we can use that same IntelliSense shortcut, Control plus the spacebar, to autocomplete the variable name. This keyboard shortcut will autocomplete when it finds exactly one match for what you're typing, or it'll show a list of options if it finds more than one match. It's very handy. Now type .set and then select the set duration method from IntelliSense. The duration here is in milliseconds, so let's use 1500, which equals 1.5 seconds. This will make our answer fade in throughout and a little past the crystal ball animation we just set up. Now we need another line that will make this transformation stick or persist after the animation is done. On a new line, type fade, Control plus the spacebar, and then .set fill after. This method requires a Boolean parameter to set whether or not the change persists when the animation is done. Remember from earlier that Boolean values are either true or false. True in this case means that our change will stay, so type true in all lowercase. True and false in all lowercase are the special Java keywords that represent Boolean values. Close our parentheses, add a semicolon, and we're done with the animation object. But now we need to attach it to the answer label text view. We have a slight problem though. Because of that variable scope issue we talked about when we were declaring our crystal ball image variable, we can't access the answer label variable down here in the animate answer method. I actually like to declare my view variables, like these, as member variables of the activity class. This allows me to reference them in any methods of the class, which is often helpful in cases just like the one we're dealing with right now. Up at the top, under our mCrystalBall member variable, on a new line type private text view answer label. Don't worry, I left off the M at the front on purpose for just a moment. Now, in onCreate, we can get rid of the declaration part of line 24. We still want the assignment half. Delete final text view. And notice that we don't have that pesky final keyword anymore since we made this a member variable. Now go back up to the declaration, select answer label, right-click on it, and then select refactor rename. Change the front of the name to a lowercase m and a capital A, and now hit enter. Now all the old occurrences of answer label have been updated to this new name, and we can use it down below in our Animate Answer method. So here in Animate Answer, on a new line, type answer label dot set animation, and then type the name of our alpha animation variable, fade in animation. And we're done. This line attaches the animation to the text view and runs it. All right, let's take a quick moment to refactor our other view variable declarations. We don't have to make this change, but it helps to be consistent with how we do things because it makes it easier to understand for other people or even ourselves if we come back to this code after some time has passed. Let's start with declaring our view variables as member variables. Up top, type private button get answer button and private image view crystal ball image. Now we'll clean up the old declarations, so delete button on line 27 and image view on line 43. Now let's go back up top and refactor the names and add the M prefix just like we did with answer label. Select Get Answer button, right-click on it, and then select Refactor, Rename. Type MG at the beginning and hit Enter, and then do the same thing with Crystal Ball Image. Right-click, Refactor, Rename, M Crystal Ball Image. Now all our view variables look the same. They're declared up top as member variables, and they're all prefixed with the lowercase m. For the sake of consistency, let's move this line 43 into the onCreate method with the other view assignments. We're no longer declaring our view variables here, so let's just change this comment to say that we're assigning the views from the layout file. And we almost forgot to call our new method from the onClick method, just like we did with Animate Crystal Ball. On a new line, type Animate, and then we can use the same control space trick we've been using to autofill the rest of the method name. Add a semicolon, save, and run it. When it comes up on the emulator, click the button and look at that text fade in. We are rocking. Nice work. Google called and asked if we want to join their Android team, but I asked the Crystal Ball app and it said no, so I told them no thanks. Let's work on a code challenge instead.